Today we're going to investigate why the TDM section of Noshahr Canals, a tiny portion of the main map that came with Battlefield 3, is still considered to be one of the best close quarters maps in Battlefield history. What made this small footprint, filled with shipping containers, so addictive? How did it work so well in a game like Battlefield 3 with 10Hz servers, janky netcode and high ping players? Why do people still log in daily to play it? Those are the questions I'm trying to answer throughout this video, but as always, you guys probably have an opinion and know a lot of the answers already. Leave a comment with your thoughts down below and I'll check through them when the video goes live. So first of all, why do people still play Battlefield 3 Noshahr Canals? We know why people play BF3, it's a great game, but this map specifically. We've missed out on that 64-player TDM in recent Battlefield games. DICE have restricted what we can and cannot play, forcing us to play their newest creations such as Outpost, Fortress or Grind. Sure, some of those experiences are quite entertaining, but nothing gets close to the fun I've had in Noshahr Canals in the past. It's the perfect example of quality over quantity. This means that people will either stick to what they love until something better comes along, or maybe play a mixture of both. I'm definitely still going back and enjoying the best of Battlefield 3 and even Battlefield 4 maps and modes whenever I can, whilst I probably won't go back and play any Battlefield 5 once the next game drops. Battlefield 3 has that longevity, and Noshahr is a perfect example of a map done correctly. So a bit more of a focus on what makes the map in particular so good. Hard cover from spawn to spawn, little bits of cover that don't look too complicated, but they make the world of difference when playing. We don't have really long lanes within the containers, but instead routes with a little bit of verticality. Noshahr Canals was one of the most play-tested maps in Battlefield history, and it really does show. The distances between each of the containers is almost perfect, meaning you can vault and jump onto some, but not all. The flow of the map is really good. From concept images and an idea to one of the most played maps in Battlefield history, did DICE ever mean for the TDM area to be so unique and replayable? Of course I am focusing on that TDM area with those containers and the crane and the railway at the back. If you do play Rush or Conquest, as you'll see a couple of clips in this video, Noshahr is a much larger map, and in fact I think it has the most MCOMs out of any of the Rush maps. I think there's a few with 5, which is the most. It does have a larger play zone, but this is the focus, this is the special part, the containers. The arena style TDM area was actually the brainchild of Nicholas Strand. He's been responsible for a lot of the Battlefield 5 maps we see as well, and some of my favourite maps in previous games. The map has a great flow and variety, all contained within such a small area, fitting Battlefield 3's gunplay perfectly. Maybe by accident, maybe it took a lot of thinking, I don't really know. All I can say is that the gunplay in Battlefield 3 and the movement fits this map perfectly. It's very satisfying and you can pick a load of different weapons and be successful with all of them. It's just really good fun. Something else that makes this map work, and it's maybe not something that they intended, but it's head glitching. Head glitching in Battlefield 3 is a massive part of the gunplay. Basically you're standing behind something, you can shoot somebody but they can only see your head. Now in FPS games that's horrible, I don't really like it, but in BF3 it does work very well. It sounds like a broken mechanic, and it probably is, and maybe DICE didn't mean for the game to rely on it so much, but due to the map design in Noshahr Canals, you can use it really to turn any bit of cover into an aggressive place to attack an enemy player, and due to the map design you can also flank anybody who is using a head glitch. It's kind of that circle where somebody might be head glitching you, you can flank around the side and take them out, take their position, and so on. You use cover to gain an advantage and be aggressive, and that's where the head glitching comes in. The map is also not linear, and on a 48-player TDM mode, rotating can be very good. It does get a little bit frustrating on the 64-player modes, as people will sit on the railway area and suppress everyone from a head glitch, and then you can't really flank because there's so much suppression and enemy fire coming at you, but the 48-player mode is pretty much perfect. The outskirts are also very well designed. You can rotate easily and use that hard cover to provide a good route. Pushing is easy, people can't destroy the cover, and the match will continue on for as long as there are tickets and the cover will stay there. The map really has something for everyone as well, which is difficult to say about any other TDM map. If you really want to, you can camp at the back of the map and snipe. You can, if you really want to, sit in a container with a shotgun, and you've got that infamous little section in the middle of the containers where people do like to sit with RPGs, all sorts of explosives and shotguns. Those playstyles might not be your cup of tea, but trust me, loads of the core community do it, and it's important a map allows for that in some aspects. It shouldn't just be a Quake-style arena shooter with everybody jumping round. It's got to cater for all the playstyles, and Noshahr does that so well. The snipers can also be flanked, the shotgun campers can be blasted out of their hidey holes, but they can still do what they want, whilst the aggressive players have that map design to allow them to get around. A final point to why people play Noshahr so much, and it's something that I've experienced as I've gone back to Battlefield 3 over the past few months and played a lot of the game, not just nipped back for a video, I've been playing quite a bit of it. It's infantry only. I've spoken about this in previous videos. Battlefield really does miss out on some infantry only experiences, not 5v5 as they've been focusing on really in the last two games, with incursions in BF1 which failed, and then those 5v5 competitive modes in BF5 which also failed. It's about big battles with only infantry. The close quarters DLC we got in BF3, Noshahr Canals 64 player Locker and Metro in BF4, which are still mega popular. Sure, we need the big open maps and the all-out war, but these ones are also super popular, and I think you've seen that as well in BF5 with Grind being such a popular mode despite it being quite basic and really just a meat grinder. The thing is though with TDM and these infantry modes is you do miss out on that all-out war feeling. Noshahr though does kind of give you some of that, and I'm not sure really how it does it on such a small TDM map. It's really hectic, but you also don't feel penned in all the time. I think that people would also love to play the other infantry focused maps in Battlefield 3 just as much as Noshahr, such as Zebra Tower, Scrap Metal. These maps are so good, but you can't find servers for them, unfortunately, and the one or two servers that do run them in the EU at least just ban you if you get a good score. So you're really forced to play Noshahr, which is also awesome, and there's always servers available to play. So you might be asking, why haven't DICE remade Noshahr Canals if it's so good? I think DICE did realise how addictive and popular Noshahr Canals TDM was in Battlefield 3 and tried to bring it back in Battlefield 4. During the community map phase in BF4, a large portion of the community voted for the Noshahr remake. DICE realised this, and then placed a TDM map within the Dragon Valley remake, focusing on recreating that Battlefield 3 experience. We of course got Operation Outbreak for the community map instead. Why did it go so badly in BF4 though with that Dragon Valley TDM remake? Honestly, it's difficult to put an exact reason to why it didn't feel the same. I've got some gameplay in the background as well which we can take a quick look at, which shows you the differences, and there are some pretty evident differences between the two. The game is different in also many other ways: time to kill, server performance, movement, weapon mechanics. There's a whole list of things which would give you a different flavour, but the map itself has no real reason to be so different. We did see that a lot in BF4 with other maps as well, as they tried to remake tried and tested formulas, and it just didn't become as good. Tanking, for example, is better in BF3 than BF4 because of the reactive armour and the smoke. Some maps, like Gulf of Oman, are better in Battlefield 3, and then they remade them in BF4, they just weren't as good. I think maybe that this goes for a lot of Battlefield games. DICE should take the things that work and instead of reinventing them, just bring them back, because people are clearly there to replay them. They don't want something different. In Battlefield 4 though, in terms of the map design, there are a few things that are better. You can't parachute from spawn beacons, which despite some people thinking it's great, it's kind of annoying in Battlefield 3. Movement itself in BF4, I really enjoy it. I think it's great, the fact you can jump and strafe around in midair. It's a bit more speedy, if you like. The acceleration is there, while in Battlefield 3 it felt a bit janky, and the netcode in Battlefield 3 is awful. 10Hz servers is not something I enjoy at all. But the map design in Battlefield 3, wow, Noshahr Canals is just a true classic. You've got so much cover and really cleverly positioned angles. The middle lanes on Noshahr Canals aren't the same in Battlefield 4. You don't have those crates that are really in the important places to block lines of sight. You can't jump in the same way on BF4 within the containers, and the close quarter weapon balance is completely different. It might not seem like it, but Battlefield 4 Canals is actually far larger than BF3 Canals as well. You can see it as I walk around the two maps. The angles aren't as tight, cover isn't as well placed. Even small things like being able to hide behind a small piece of cover just isn't there in BF4 Canals. Check out this little clip from BF3 as we see one side of the map and the other side of the map you have a little angle that you'd like to peek from, as you see me here peeking to the right, and this is where you'd peek from. You've got cover to your left and you're looking towards people on the other side of the map. You don't really want to do a wide peek and go out into the open, you want to sit here against the wall. I can't see that other side because the map designer, Nicholas Strand, who I assume did all of this, has placed a forklift truck in the way that can't be destroyed, can't be moved. That blocks line of sight, which means you have to take a bit of a gamble on that right side as you're looking across the way to the other guy. You have to take a bit of a gamble to get that angle you want. Looking at it from the other side, I also can't shoot them unless I take a bit of an angle. That's map design, that's clever, instead of Battlefield 4 where it's just completely open. As you can see from this clip, I step out from behind cover, there's nothing I can do, it's just completely open everywhere I look. So that's it really. Noshahr Canals is so popular because it's a really good map that's been play tested and put together over a long period of time by somebody who really knows what they're doing and really kind of wants to experience the same sort of infantry gameplay that we got in Noshahr. That's what they wanted, it was their brainchild, and congratulations to them for creating something so epic. Hopefully we can see it return in a future Battlefield game in all its glory. So thanks for watching. Remember to leave your comments down below with why you think Noshahr is so popular, why do people still play it, and I'll catch you in the next video.